Hi, I'm Ron Landis. Welcome to my studio. Hi guys, we're going to make a new thumb pick. And so I thought I'd kind of film the whole process here. I start out, this is a wide band. We've been making these, what we call an oval shield thumb pick. It's got a slightly narrower band. I like them for banjo. We get a lot of requests from guitar players, dobro players that want a wider band, a heavier pick. So I start out on my little iPad here, this obsolete little iPad 3, I think it is. And I've got a simple graphics program. It's called Graphite, and it's just like drawing. And I use one of these touch pens. I can draw in here. It's pretty cool because you can, just if you don't like your lines, you can just delete it. It's got erasers and different things. So anyway, once I drew it in backwards because this is going to be printed onto steel. So I wanted it'll reverse automatically once I print it on there. So once I got the design down, I put it in my computer, and as you can see, I boosted up the contrast and the saturation so I get it really black in the areas. And then I put it in this laser printer. This one is a Konica Minolta, and it works pretty good. So I printed out a bunch of them. Some of these are slightly different sizes. I wasn't quite sure. So I printed out a whole sheet of them. Sometimes the print doesn't work out, so you want to do over. So it's good to stack. As long as you're printing one sheet, you might as well do a bunch of them on there in case you mess up your pattern. So it works really easy. This doesn't work with irregular printers, like the color printers, or it might work with a color printer, I don't know, but not the inkjet ones. You need a laser printer to do this because the toner works right for this method. So I'm going to cut it out here just roughly so I can get a rough idea how the form's going to lay out on the steel. And here's my die blank. This is going to be, not the die, this is going to be the hub. It's going to be a positive. So it's not the working die, but it's the die that makes the die. It'll be in the positive, so once it's done, it'll print into another piece of steel, and that'll be the working die that we stamp our picks on. So this will be in the positive. So I put that down backwards. This isn't really the best kind of glove to be using with acetone, but I'm only going to be using it for a second, and I doubt if it won't get through there. The small amount of time I'll be using it. So I'm going to dab a little acetone on here. And the idea is you don't want it soaking, so I dab it off a little bit. And then just press it onto there. Now the pattern been fully printed on there. I didn't goof that up, so I won't have to try it again. And that gives me a pattern, and that's the first step for the engraving. Now I'm going to put this in my block. I'm going to use a scribe, and I'm going to scribe the outlines of all of these forms. Even though this is on there pretty good, you can see it's hard to rub off, but if I'm working it a lot, eventually my thumb will rub that stuff off. So I want to scribe a line first, and that'll give me a line I can engrave. Then we'll move from there. Okay, I'm just using this little carbide scribe here, just doing the outlines, so that way I won't rub off the design, or if I do rub off the design, the scribed line will still be there. Don't have to be super accurate, as long as I get my main stems flowing right. Kind of work out the final forms with the graver. Have a lot more control with that than I do the scriber. And so on, till the whole thing is scribed. Alright, so we got the first production model done. It's got the teeth on the inside, but not on the upper part where it's on the sensitive part of your thumb. So you put that on, and boom. I like my blade a little longer. If you want, you can ask us to trim this down to a different size, and be happy to do that for you. These are all handmade one at a time, so it's no extra problem to make it to your specs. Anyway, here's my setup. I like our original shield model with the heavy paddle shaped blades. I know the engraver, so I had him engrave me special RL in raised letters. Cost a little extra, but I'm worth it. So I got the new Thumbpicks. So this is my hot setup for dobro now, and I'm playing it on this awesome Beard dobro. Paul Beard made this. It's the Jerry Douglas signature model number 051. It's a black beard. And I exchanged my hardware out. I'm saving all my chrome original hardware for it, and I put some raw brass that I hand engraved. I wanted it to turn brown like this. I'm not going to keep this shiny. I like the look of the tarnished brass. Gives it kind of a steampunk kind of look. Before you ask, no, I will not engrave your dobro. So I really like it. I get a lot of compliments on it. I think it's the coolest dobro ever. And it's got a great tone. All right, that's about it. And thanks for watching. Make sure you follow us and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Landis Studios. And we'll see you next time.